Oh, good. The power's turning on and off and fucking on and off. Well, it's as good a time as any to get this shit done. I was wasting stupid time. I shouldn't have been. Oh, hey! Internet's off. There's the proof. Okay. Let's continue. So, we had a program that I did it procedurally instead of object oriented, but I don't like the object oriented solution. Creating a session and having a hangman object. I mean, I did it technically procedurally, but in a more object oriented way than this guy did. He had no member functions for the session, and I don't know. I don't know if I like that. If we have this one class that's supposed to be the session, bro, and it's a minigame, just make it all one thing. I mean, I guess you could have a separate namespace that's related. So you have the class, and then you have the namespace for the shit that you do with it. That way you don't have a million member functions that you have to include everywhere, and you can have those in the implementation. Okay, sure. And then you just include the 4 declarations. Even then, still having them as member functions would make sense. I don't know. I don't like having this whole draw state, these weird words. I'm drawing the state of the game. Bro, I'm just displaying it. What is this draw stuff? What is happening here? Or are we doing... Hold. Yeah. What is this void draw and we're calling all of this shit in main and this thing is so damn long? So we get the guess. Sure, in this case, we're getting the input from the user. And we're validating it. Okay, cool. I did that the same way. Yep, I also cleared extra input. But I had this as its own separate function, which was called in here. And then I made sure that the guess was valid. Nice, I did this the same way. Or... Oh, gotcha. You just handled this instead of handling... Well, I wanted to make sure that it was also a letter, not something else. So, or I guess that's the point. They say... The only difference here is I had 2 ranges. I also wanted to keep... I did it in one condition, so same thing. I also wanted uppercase, but it didn't actually matter. And then sure, if it's not valid, okay, if it's less than A or greater than Z, it's not valid. Cool. And then is letter guessed. We also save that each time we have a guess. All these fucking or actually, you know what? They are all member functions. Okay, I was wrong. Well, these are just getters. These are all the extras. Okay, I was wrong. They aren't member functions, actually, because the class definition ends here, and draw is not inside. Okay? Like, bool 1, did you win or not? I guess. And we loop through the word to make sure that each letter matches. And if any of them is not the letter guessed, and C is... Where is C? Oh, C is just the character. Okay, I don't like this auto C and then colon straight away. I like a colon in the middle, but it's fine. So for each character, if the character is not is letter guessed. Letter guessed. Basically making sure that we haven't already guessed it. Because if we have, then we say we already guessed that. Okay. And we can handle the guess by passing in the session. I don't know about that. I'd rather just pass in the object we actually care about. And then the character to make sure that it's valid. Yep. If it's in the word, then we return. And if we don't, then we remove a guess. But if we remove a guess, don't we have to... Oh, this just decrements it too. But it also doesn't save it here. If it's not in the word, why aren't we using handle guess to add that letter to the invalid guesses? Like, set letter guessed. Where's set letter? Here it is. So we handle guest. We set the letter guest. So we handle it as guest. See, it's just handling it in a weird way. We're saying, okay, these are all the letters we've guessed, but then we're also tracking them a second time in the word itself. I'd rather just handle wrong letters and right letters. That's it. So it's two arrays that sum to 26 possible letters. I don't like the solution very much. Let's see. First time, unexpected way we would prefer to have different functions to get the name of an item. Hold on. By default, amount is 0? Bro, why are you using null here? What the fuck? Why not just set it to 0? Null makes it look like you're using some deprecated pointer stuff. So we're switching on the type, okay, of the type of the item. We're saying, bro, just handle the plurality wherever you're using this, and not a ternary operator that you have to do every time. Bro, and this syntax for the ternary is shit. Bro, put this thing in a fucking parentheses. Because if the amount is 1, if it's not 1, then plural. Okay. I mean, I don't dislike it, honestly, but... Uh-oh, hold. See what this guy said. Wait, what was he passing? 2 things? I'd rather just pass the number here. I mean, that's what I was doing. Well, this is partially true. Because null here made me go, what? Oh, he's using it as 0 instead of just saying, like, instead of just saying amount is, I mean, you could say 0 or you could say, I just don't like the integer amount thing. I'd rather just handle that in the loop so that one time you do it instead of every call here. I guess it doesn't really make a difference. I mean, you get it plural or not. You know what? This isn't actually so bad. I don't know why we're passing in a type here, though. You may as well just pass in the number, but you could do either way. I guess he's probably implicitly converting it to the enum first. Excuse me. So then what are you going to do? Are you going to switch based on multiple? I mean, are you going to have a fucking library of all the options? Or I guess I'm lucky that I only speak English, really. So, because for us, I mean, we have the plural form. Well, I mean, that should be every language, right? Well, I guess not, right? Maybe you have a word for, the words for apple, multiple apples, and many apples might be completely distinct. So in the case where we have a lot of apples, we don't want to just use the regular plural apples. So if a language breaks it into one, a few, and many for plural, and not just singular plural, then a ternary wouldn't suffice because we'd have we'd have more than 2 options. But then You could have a namespace with the words that could be plural like that, or you could have the three different options. You could say, you could run one thing. Instead of returning all the different options, there's got to be some sort of language similarity. For here, it's S for arrows and potions, because that's how those are. English. Arrows, potions. Okay, it's not because it ends in a consonant, but I'm not sure. I guess it's because it ends in a consonant that's not CH as a combination. So it ends in S. We can handle adding S, or we can handle adding ES. And that's basically it if we're talking about a singular item versus multiple for most literal items in a video game. Weapons. But armor is not, so I think we could do that check all at once instead of having to do a separate check for each one of these guys. I mean, sure, it's only one check, either done here or in the loop when we're choosing whether to add plurality or not. But if we choose to add plurality or not, all we have to do is define the rules there for all words in the language. Boom, we're done. But here we have to define it separately for every single one of these. Health potion, health potions. I'd rather just check when we need to add the S to it. And then handle like that. I think that probably makes more sense. Okay. Standard array. Wasn't the point here? The point here wasn't even to make it. C style arrays are the ones that we can use signed indices for without worry. I'm not really sure about standard array. Isn't standard array one of those that isn't resizable? That we have to pass the size, or we have to give it a size at compile time? If it is, what is the advantage? Let me set the timer. So we'll go till 9. Say 9:01. 9:01, and then that gives me an hour and a half for another after with half an hour in between to go and try and do more. Oh fuck! I forgot that I actually need to send an email, but I'll you know what? Actually, I'll do that now real quick.